Okay, so first of all, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and I apologize if I look a little bit out of it. I've been awake since 5:30 this morning, and it's currently just got beyond 9 o'clock, and my hair is kind of like being a bit like this all day. There was no it was not accident related. I actively chose this, so well, there was a thing on Question Time last night about people citing about this mental health crises, and a lot of people suggest that it's like roughly close to 1 million. And well, from what I saw last night, I'll probably make another video about this like coming up, but from my own experience, ladies and gentlemen, I'll just say, the sort of thing that spurs me on more than anything, and it's the same reason I learned to stop being so depressed and feeling sorry for myself, is because I got the impression that, again, well, nobody really cared about whatever the hell I was going through, so therefore I decided to stop feeling that way. I know it's probably not the best thing to say, ladies and gentlemen, but it's the sort of thing that I had to do. I just simply, I was in a situation where basically I got told, just get over it. That was apparently the solution I was given. Not even when I was like being talked to about certain problems, did I get the impression that they were interested in trying to make me see sense, or trying to work out a solution in which maybe I could be a little bit more satisfied with my life and stuff like that. But I want to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, of like two major factors reciting in this crisis that we're in particular, the sort of thing that's happening like towards a lot of people, incited because of the response that I saw on Question Time. The first is that a big issue with regards to this mental health crisis, and the sort of thing that actually a lot of people, including myself, experience, is neglect. We feel as if like the sort of things we want to know and the things we want to openly discuss, whether if it's things regarding like mental illness, if it's regarding about like work, money, things people are actually passionate about and care for, we get the impression that we're not listened to about any of them. We're not, and it goes far beyond people not interested in poverty, or or jobs, or if God exists or not. Some people come to the conclusion that they just don't care about what we've got to say at all. That's the level of neglect we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen, where people will just will take a certain attitude to the way they talk to you, and they won't alter it. And before you even know where you are, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. You are simply, they will view you as someone to be seen and never heard of. And that level of neglect, it doesn't go unnoticed, ladies and gentlemen. And it's the sort of thing that, again, it also rhymes with things like taking advantage of people, taking advantage of people's generosity, taking advantage of people's money, taking advantage of the fact that people are sometimes so unable to actually defend themselves in a fight. These are the sorts of things that happen, ladies and gentlemen, and neglecting people's mental state, or neglecting the fact that not everybody has that same sort of outlook as everybody else. That's one thing. The second thing I wanted to point out, ladies and gentlemen, because it was primarily a Conservative MP, because, well, why wouldn't it be for them to stick their nose into things like this? That they come out with the idea, they came out with trying to like try to force a narrative that says that what we're doing is right, and it's all because of those who actually work shy and those who don't actually have the sort of foreknowledge or initiative to actually get over their problems and stuff like that. Now, don't get me wrong, ladies and gentlemen, I managed to sort of come to terms with the fact that I had to basically just move on from my problems. But why did I have to like reach that conclusion myself, and like nobody was willing to hear me out on any of these sorts of things before or after? Why is it only when and I guess that's the whole point, ladies and gentlemen. It's that attitude. It's the attitude that we don't really want to listen to people, but we're viewing it from an almost economical perspective. If there's a problem with jobs, then we'll just say, you know what, it's the fact that there are plenty of jobs out there. It's just There are some people who literally won't want to do them and won't want to get off benefits, when there are plenty of people who might simply have no choice whatsoever, but they will do them anyway. Some people get on with it in that sense. But then, of course, there's the fact that some people are highly ignorant of the fact that unemployed people can sometimes lack energy, because you really think, I know people have stated before about some parents who literally get like £27,000 a year to look after their kids while they're still on benefits. One, do you really think it's as easy as it sounds? And second of all, three things. The second is that being a parent is the single hardest job in the world, because it requires more responsibility than I think some people actually realize. And the third thing, ladies and gentlemen, is the fact that, well, if it was really as easy as it is, then why aren't we all doing it? Because, you know what? When it comes to work, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of people actually want to work in a job that they like, because the skills they have are the sort of things that can be used to great advantage in the workplace. I know it's, again, some people view the idea of a job just being just a job, but some people actually want their job to be a little bit more special, to be a bit more gratifying, to actually have some use in society. And I know I'm only really citing mental health in this one aspect of actually working, because there's so many things in this that can be applied to. But what I really don't like the idea of, ladies and gentlemen, is the idea that we'll just scapegoat people, and we'll just say that, you know what, it's got nothing to do about what some people are actually going through. It's got nothing to do with the fact that some people have gone through incredible hardships, turmoils, strife, through abusive parents, or encounters with people that have left them in horrible states. It's like those sorts of things are only secondary, but the primary concern is that you stop feeling bad and you go straight back to work. And that may be underlying the sort of thing that I really hate about whenever they chime mental illness as the cause for people being work shy or unemployed. Because it seems to them the idea is that they can just pick up the whip and saying, stop feeling bad for yourself, now get back to work. That's the attitude I feel like a lot of people who are highly ignorant of what it is like to be in a very vulnerable position for many vulnerable people. And it's this sort of attitude that needs to stop, ladies and gentlemen, because how do you expect this to get better if you don't even know what's going on?